Alright guys, welcome back to Steve Jitsu 101, our fundamentals course. Today we're going to be looking at our mount attacks and our top mount position. Okay. Alright, let's have a thought experiment to start, because I got one comment on YouTube about how they love my thought experiments, so I've got to keep that person happy. So it's interesting, all jokes aside. When you first start jiu-jitsu, let's think about the mount position. From what I ask in my classes, when you talk to white belts and early blue belts, you say, what's your favorite position to control someone in and like get a sub on people in? They'll probably go side control, north-south over mount. And we've talked about this before, but it really contradicts the IBJJF scoring system. By that I mean how many points you get for side control. You get 0 points for side control, right? You get points for a takedown, you get points for guard pass, you get points for knee on belly, but then you get your big points for mount and for the back, okay? That in itself is a direct contradiction to people's actual experiences in jiu-jitsu, or at least when they first start. But after you put a little bit of thought into it, you sort of start to realize, especially when you apply these concepts, especially the concepts we're going to look at today, in terms of how you actually apply leverage to people when you're on top. It's through weight displacement. So when we think about the position of side control, I have a nice angle on my partner, and it's a good position for me to be controlling him. However, my partner has many more options for escaping side control. If you really think about it, in terms of his hip positioning, the second he gets his hips on his side, he's in a really good spot to start working his regard or his wrestling base or whatever. When you think about the position of mount, if they can't teleport through the ground, their hips have nowhere else to go, because it's you, them, and the ground that they're stuck to. Now, if you really start thinking about the mount you've been taught and the mount you play, generally you're just sitting on someone's hips. So this is generally the mount that you start and play with and get taught. Now, there's a few core problems with this position. Foremostly, we talk about Jono's ability to frame on me here. Well, he's got full muscle recruitment available to him in order to break me down and apply that effective leverage from the bottom. The second issue is that his feet are connected to the ground, and I'm right under where he creates all his power. So he starts moving his hips up and down, directly affects how my body is interacting with him. So now when we talk about mount, as in that low mount position you play, it actually isn't a very strong position to be in at all. If your partner has a good frame and he understands how to generate good leverage and how to move with his frames, with his feet and hips, that position becomes quite an unreasonable position to hold. What I hope for these videos, and hope for you guys to get out of these videos, is I hope to give you a really different look about this mount position. Realistically, I don't like breaking down the top control system into side control, mount, north-south. The main problem with that being is traditional jiu-jitsu thought is you get side control or you get mount, or you get a dominant position, and then what happens next? What happens next is you get a submission, right? Well, that's completely wrong. It doesn't work like that. How many times have you been sitting on someone and you're like playing, you're in like side control, and you got a crossface, and then all of a sudden it's like, how am I getting a sub from here? What I really want to do with this is I really want to break this down from a biomechanical point of view, and talking about how we build levers and how we deconstruct levers. And that's what I'm going to allude to in this next video that we're going to film in about 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. You're not my real dad.